everyone, and welcome back to the Something in the Wild Gear Locker. I'm Tyler Smith, and today I'm going to be breaking down for you my pheasant hunting kit. So I'm going to be covering everything from my shotgun to my vest, my chest pack, and even go into some camera equipment that I usually bring with to try and kind of capture everything that's going on. To start out with first, I guess I could start with the most important thing, and that's my shotgun. This is a Beretta A300 Ultima 12 gauge. Now, there's a lot of talk about, 12 versus 20 gauge, especially with all of the new technology that goes into shotguns, that goes into the ammo. I mean, I personally like the 12 gauge because I'm not that great of a shot.
Flashback.
Go, 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 go.
End of flashback.
So the more opportunity I have to hit a bird, I'm going to take that opportunity. I also, put on a pretty wide choke just because with pheasant hunting specifically, I mean, you're going to be pretty close to these birds that you're shooting at. A lot of people also like the over-under shotgun, and I do have one of those. And I will say that I've shot way more birds with an over-under than I have with this, but I'm giving the semi-automatic a shot just to kind of see how I like it and if I'm going to stick with it over the coming years. But I like it so far. It's smooth, it's nice, has 3 shots instead of 2, so it gives you more opportunity there. So that's my shotgun. Next thing I'm going to cover is my vest. This is a Tenzing vest that I got from my parents for Christmas one year. Thank you guys so much for that. It's got pouches in the front for shells. It's got extra dump pockets, and it has a bunch of these MOLLE attachment kind of clips right here that you can put stuff on if you have like a radio or a dog collar transmitter, things like that. The thing that I really like about this is that it's kind of like a backpack too. So you have these zipper pockets where you can throw stuff in. Always want to make sure you're keeping water whenever you're out there. And you can throw just general stuff in here if you have it. Another thing that I would absolutely recommend whenever you're going out is some sort of first aid kit. It's always good whenever you're out in the woods to just have something like this. It's always better to be safe than sorry, in my opinion. Another thing great about this is it has ample amount of storage for any sort of game that you're collecting. You can take this squirrel hunting, quail, pheasant, rabbit. Got a bunch of space in the back. I do really like this pack. I'm planning on rocking it for a very long time, and I would recommend it for anyone that might be looking to get a pheasant or small game vest. Works really, really well. Now on to my chest rig. So this is the FHF Gear chest rig 2.0, I think, or generation 2, or something like that. I use this for fishing all the time, but it's absolutely perfect whenever you're going out and doing any sort of like hunting activity that doesn't involve binoculars, but you want to keep stuff readily available. Especially with me, whenever I'm filming stuff and I need like extra gear and camera things to like grab and mess around with. So what I usually keep in here is a collection of different things. First things first is I have like a little e-collar thing that I use for the dogs. They're still a work in progress, but I'll always keep that in here so that I could just throw them on it or throw the collar on them whenever we get out there. Next thing you always want to have with you is a knife. I have this little, oh hey Bean. I have this little replaceable blade knife that I always bring with me for every single hunt that I go on, whether it be deer or small game. The thing works great and is sharp as a freaking razor. You got to be like very careful with these. I've definitely cut myself before on them. Just always being very, very vigilant whenever you're making cuts and not trying to be too fast. You want to take your time and be slow, because whenever you try and speed things up, that's when bad things usually happen, and that's when you're going to have to pull your first aid kit out. Next thing, I have just my license pack. So I got this little pack thing from the Game Commission, and it's great. Keep all my licenses in there. I also keep replacement blades for my knife in this little pocket right here. Make sure that everything's there and you're not forgetting your license whenever you go out somewhere. Whenever I do get licenses throughout the year, I will put them in here immediately, and I never take any of them out. So these are all my licenses for Colorado, Pennsylvania, Ohio, keep it all in one spot so you're not forgetting anything. Next thing I keep in here is a little in-reach radio, or not really radio, but in-reach to, kind of send text messages and things like that whenever I'm out there. You always want to make sure that you're staying connected and being safe and being able to reach someone whenever you're out there, especially if you don't have cell phone service, is absolutely crucial. So I always keep this. And you want to make sure that it's always charged and you test it before you go every time, because the last thing you want is to go out there and this thing not to work when you need it the most. Now, a couple more miscellaneous things that kind of fall in line with my camera equipment are these little tripods. I keep one bigger tripod. It's kind of a flexible one, so I'll screw it onto the bottom of my camera and I can set it on the ground and get cool shots and things like that. And I have this little smaller one for just general use. It's always good to have two. You know what they say, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So always keeping 2 of some things is pretty crucial. And that's kind of what I keep in here. I mean, it's nothing crazy. You can throw in here what else you want. It's just a good spot to keep extra stuff that you don't know if you're going to need or not. And it's very convenient to have it just right on your chest right there. Now for camera equipment, I don't really talk about this too much, but it is something that's very important whenever you're trying to film this sort of stuff. And so a lot of my filming takes place on a GoPro. I like the GoPro. It's so easy to record with. All you got to do is just press this button and you can film things away from you. You can film yourself. It's got good internal audio even without the external microphone, and it's waterproof. It's very, very robust, durable. You don't have to worry about it too much. You just got to point and shoot basically. And that's the name of the game, is simplicity whenever you're trying to capture stuff like this, because the last thing you want to do is worry about getting the video shot whenever you miss the actual shot itself. I've done it before, does not feel good, and makes me question all of the decisions I made up until this point. So making sure that it's simple, easy, effective. Next thing is my little camcorder that I like to bring. This is a Sony FDR AX33, and I really like this thing. It's got a 10x optical zoom and then 20x virtual zoom or something like that. I keep all the settings on just automatic, and it's just used to just capture stuff from far away or from close, and get good video of the dogs and stuff. That's part of what I love about going out is capturing things and getting the memory on footage so that I can look back on it at a later date. And I absolutely love it. But yeah, that's my gear. I hope you guys picked up a little tip or trick or anything like that. And I hope you guys get out and do some pheasant hunting here in the late season. I know the season's winding down in a lot of areas, but there are still opportunities out there. So make sure you get out there, enjoy the outdoors, enjoy the wild, and always make sure to keep it wild. Thank you guys so much.